Welcome to Opinion Havers, a movie podcast for the good people at the Courtyard Marriott. I'm Cody.
And I'm Tyler.
Tyler, what did we watch?
Cody, we watched Sharknado 2, and I can tell you, Cody, I'm double checking here. Let me just confirm for myself, and then I'll have you triple confirm it. Confirm it. All right, here we go. Are you prepared? Are you ready for this? Yep, I've confirmed it. Cody, what does that say underneath my name?
Platinum Elite.
I am Marriott Platinum Elite certified. And I can tell you right now, that hotel in this movie, that is a Courtyard Marriott. That is, yeah. Those pedestals, very distinctive.
Oh, yeah. They were there at the Courtyard Marriott. I think I stayed at the Courtyard Marriott when I went to New York. It wasn't that one. But I stayed at I think it was a Marriott when I was in New York.
You think that was a Marriott in New York and not just in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, no. I'm not saying they shot. What I'm saying is the movie takes place in New York.
Yeah.
It's an undeniable fact. And I went there once. Okay. I have to backtrack a little bit, though, Tyler. Yeah. I hate to do this to you. I hate to throw this in your face, but we've made a mistake already.
What?
We did not watch Sharknado 2. We watched Sharknado 2, the second one.
The second one.
They're leaning in. They're going all out.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They saw Sharknado, for anybody who doesn't know. All right. Before we even sum up the movie, which the movie is, there's a Sharknado there in New York, right? That's the movie. That's the we've summed up the
And it's
plot.
the second one, I guess.
Yes. They where Fast and Furious took 4 movies and then they became huge budget blockbusters that really like shoot to be fun movies to watch and very well produced as far as like the effects are high quality and everything. This movie's like, what if we do exactly that, but we do it immediately and we do it on a SciFi Channel budget?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
have a theory.
Have you watched any other, besides Sharknado, any of the other Sci-Fi Channel movies? Not the shows. Some of the shows are amazingly well done, but the movies.
I don't know. I'm sure I've seen one or two, but then some of them were series. But I know the early 2000s, I'd seen a couple.
Yeah, like Mega Piranha, Mega Anything versus Super whatever.
Mm-hmm. See, that's more of the 2010s, right?
Oh, yeah.
That era. I haven't seen. I've really just seen Sharknado in that era.
They're all gems. My favorite chase scene in a movie ever comes from, I think it's Mega Piranha, where they're doing, in movies where they do the zoom in on the shifting, but they're driving a manual, but it's automatic and he's shifting constantly. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then the battery's dead. So what do? Suck on the battery.
What?
Because the acidity in your saliva gives it an extra 5%.
Specifically 5%.
Yes.
Oh.
But that's not this movie. But I think that had several of the same actors. What I wouldn't
do to be like a producer or a director of one of these movies. It would be just a good time.
Sorry, I just wanted to flash my platinum.
It just makes you happy every time you see it, doesn't it?
It does.
Do you just, when you're having a down moment, do you just pull that thing out and bring some joy into your day?
I look at it more often than I should. For sure. For sure.
It was like that 1 week where my credit score was over 800. I was just like, yes.
Yeah. See, I don't have the great credit score, so I look at the Platinum Elite.
I'm sure you could, as a Platinum Elite member, I'm sure you could call up Marriott and be like, hey, can you make a phone call to FICO or Equifax and,
Oh, give me 16 more nights. Oh, I can do that. Then I'll be the Titanium Elite.
Oh, Tyler. Since you did such a good job summing up the movie, do you want to just give me your hot take, your first opinion, your thoughts? Was it as good as the first one?
Oh, it's better than the first one.
Oh, I disagree.
Oh, how dare you?
I think the end is lived up to the hype. I think there's a big chunk in the middle where I was just like ready for more to be happening. But I respected it. I was here for it. We're obviously watching this in honor of Shark Week, which we didn't forget about We're not having to do it last minute or anything.
All right, here we go. Dropping this bomb on you. Ready for it?
What?
Shark Week, Shark Fest. Where you stand?
Shark Week, obviously. What? Are you Shark Fest?
I have reviewed the content offered by both. I've watched many a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Shark Fest has the better stuff.
Like real stuff about sharks?
I mean, it is, especially specifically, I feel like this Shark Fest.
Mm-hmm.
It is Disney saying, we will spend you under the table.
Mm.
We have more money than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
One of the scientists just had, those completely clear panes of glass that LG makes that are monitors?
Okay, yeah.
One of the scientists just had that to review all the footage that some dude took with his camera phone.
So, are you telling me that we need to just put this episode in the can until Shark Fest rolls around?
Shark Fest is also this week.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're battling it out for supremacy.
How long has this battle been going on?
It's like Mecha Croc versus Mega Shark. No, Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. I don't know. It's on Discovery Plus.
Let's do a third one, and it'll be Shark Tank, and we'll just do a week-long marathon of episodes of Shark Tank.
Yeah,
that'll be the third competitor.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, is it time? Is it time to go right into it?
Yeah.
I don't think I can wait any longer.
Just hop in by Shark.
Mm-hmm.
Hop in the Mecha Shark. It's not in this movie, but it exists.
Oh, it will be soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Mecha Shark. Fun fact for you. Mecha Shark, it's just a submarine. Okay? They took a Soviet submarine and they photoshopped like a shark head on the front of it and made it metal. That's all it is. It's not even really on the front. It's just a mouth on the front of it. Anyway, it's very funny to see it. I almost fell out of.
I saw a video of someone who put like a child's dino mask on their husky, and it was just fine. It was just like, all right, give me some treats. So it's just like a little dinosaur head on a dog eating treats.
Nice,
it's like that.
Yes.
Okay, we're here in the Big Apple. Spoiler, NY spoiler Hatton.
We're in.
Okay.
Spoiler Town, New York.
The first thing
USA.
I learned about the characters in this movie
is
that they're still divorced.
Yes.
The second thing I learned is that she's still wearing a ring and they're going to work it out.
So she has the ring, but he has not reproposed.
Right.
She's just wearing the engagement
She's got
ring.
it. But he is happy to correct people that they are divorced and don't share a last name. Great.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. She's written a book about how to survive in a Sharknado.
Which I have the book. Sadly, I forgot it. The book that I have looks so much better than the props they used. It's a real book too. None of those props were a real book. No, they were all blank, right?
And one of them was like a pamphlet where like that's like 30 pages maybe. And then the other one was like a full-length book, like the prop ones they used. Anywho, she signs the book in the middle of the book. The air hostess is like, hey, would you sign this book, please? And she was like, sure. Opens it just to the middle somewhere, writes her name, doesn't really sign it.
Yeah, just like kindergarten scratch, writes her name.
Tara Reid in this movie, like, Tara Reid has some angles where you're like, okay, you look like a normal person. But then whenever she talks and whenever you get the wrong angle, it's like, this is a mistake. We should not have done this. We should have recast. We should have done something else.
Yeah. I believe when these movies were coming out and I saw like an interview with one of the cast members, they used the word shocking to describe the amount of cocaine Tara Reid consumed on a daily basis.
Well, it is funny too, because out of the whole cast, Tara Reid is the only one who you're like, oh, right, you were in stuff. Because everyone else is like very much made for TV movie casting, you know?
Yeah.
But they're throw in someone who is probably in one of the American Pie movies, but not the original, but maybe the second one. Anyway. Yes. Yeah. Tara Reid. They're on an airplane. Finn has to go to the bathroom. Finn is like doesn't want anything to do. He doesn't like the notoriety he got from saving the day. But if you're the man who doesn't want people to talk to you about sharks, why on earth are you still wearing a shark tooth necklace?
Like,
So, what is he doing?
I'm pretty sure he's still wearing the same clothes he did in New York.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't. I mean, they didn't even break. This is the same day of filming as the first movie. You know.
I'm pretty sure they just shot all 6 of these in like a week.
I mean, maybe.
So he goes to the bathroom. He's like wigging out, but he's saying he's fine. He's in the bathroom. Lady's pounding on the door to get in.
5 seconds after he went in.
Oh, yeah. He leaves. She gives a big old whiff. She sniffs. Like,
is that your first move?
Why.
Or do you try to not inhale?
I don't know. Any normal person who goes to a bathroom on an airplane, especially after someone, you don't breathe in at all.
Yeah,
Take a big old gulp of air when you stand up from your seat, and you don't breathe back in until you're back in your seat again. Those are the rules. That's sky law, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Here's the thing I noticed about this movie versus the other movies. With the exception of Tara Reid's hand, which does get bitten off.
Yeah.
Every single shark in this movie goes straight for the face. Almost every single one. Could you dispute that fact? They're always munching off faces and heads.
The one that got, is it Judah? Is that his name?
Judah Friedlander?
Yeah. Only got him bit his butt. It did.
That's right. He was one of the exceptions to the rule.
He was like, yeah, I nailed it. And then he got himself eaten. By a very raunchy shark.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta eat that booty. Judah Friedlander, he's funny.
He is very funny. And
I didn't need him in this movie, to be honest, but he was there. What did he say? It's like they're the Mets game, and he said, "What is he like? That's how you do it. What is it? You whack it.
You see the ball and
you
whack it. Yeah,
like, great baseball advice for anyone." Let's see.
We're going through your notes, right? So we're going.
We're on the plane. We're on the plane still.
Okay. Do you have more notes about the plane?
Oh, yeah, I do.
I'll wait till we get through all your notes.
It's all the references. First of all, the pilot on the plane is the same pilot from the first 2 airplane movies. So hope that ruined your day. They make reference to it because he's like, I've flown through worse, because he's been in both airplane movies.
Yeah.
They do like the Twilight Zone, William Shatner, there's something on the wing thing. They're referencing all kinds of material that is far above this movie.
Yeah.
There's Jaws references in the naming of things, airplane. There's some.
You're going to get so mad later on when we see the later movies. Because there's genuine celebrities at one point. Because the movie becomes like the,
cameo pit stop of.
Well, yeah, it's just like everybody, it's the kind of thing where they call you up and you're like, of course.
I do know Howard Stern was offered cameo and he turned it down, but one of his writers did do a cameo.
Yeah. Howard Stern's a dirtbag and we hate him because it wasn't in this.
That's true. There's only one reason why you should hate Howard Stern. It's that he's not in Sharknado 2, the second one.
Yeah.
Tara Reid, there's a sky marshal. Tara Reid's about to fly out the window. She's holding on to something. And the sky marshal is like struggling to get over to her. He's like, take my gun. And he like slides it a foot in front of him and like 2 feet away from her. She does manage to get the gun.
Yeah.
And just starts shooting.
Yeah, he says behind you, and then a shark from the blackness starts flying towards her.
She gets a few good shots off, but it bites off her hand. She later claims it had a scar. It was missing an eye. She shot it in the eye. It knew it was after her. It had a vendetta.
Yeah. It's like I shot in the eye, but it kept coming.
Let's see. So the pilots are dead. Finn gets into the cockpit and he pulls up the radio. He's like, they're the runaway. I'm making a crowd again. Landing gear down. I'm coming in hot. I'm not convinced he radioed anyone because no one chattered back to him at all. I don't think he actually used the radio, but he did it.
Yeah.
He lands the plane. Good for him. Credits roll. I've never been so angry at a credit sequence in a movie in my life. They did double credits. They'd be in New York City somewhere and it would be like Tara Reid, and then it would like zoom, like it was like 3D movie, it would like zoom forward and then it would cut to something else, and then just the words would be there. I'm like, why is every name in the credits on here twice? I had 2 different jobs. I was like, I know they did this on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's working. It's making me so mad.
Yeah.
Vivica A. Fox is in this, and I have a confession to make.
Yeah.
Vivica A. Fox is in Kill Bill, right? Is that what I know her from? Here's the thing. Peppa of Salt and Peppa is also in this, and I don't know which one was which. Because there are 2 supporting actresses that are black, and I don't know either one of those celebrities well enough to know which. I thought I did. I thought when Vivica A. Fox was on the screen, I would know. And I was wrong, and I'm mad about it. So which one was Finn's ex-high school lover, and which one was the lady on the Statue of Liberty Island?
So Vivica A. Fox was the one that was his love, his former flame.
Okay.
And Peppa is the one that got eaten.
Okay. All right, that's all I needed to know. She looks different now.
Peppa.
Than she did in the movie I saw her in.
She plays Polly. She's also
she's in more of these.
Yeah.
She's in the last one, which I can only assume means she's in most of them.
You never know.
So his ex-girlfriend from high school is going to be in the rest of... I thought she died. Didn't she get bit by a shark in the Sharknado?
No, she got blown up by the Freon.
But I saw a shark biting her blood. But she's not dead.
It did appear like she got ripped in half.
All right.
By a shark.
Just want to make sure that was what you saw as well.
It was what I saw, yes.
All right. So then we get to meet Finn's family, his sister, her husband, and her 2 kids, who look nothing like the parents, by the way. The parents are like average, dirty blonde, slightly tan white people. The kids, very milky skinned with dark hair. What's that? Those are not their children.
I mean, the parents are spray tanned and hair dyed.
Their children. You're telling me their hair went from dark brown or black to dirty blonde?
You bleach it and then you dye it dirty blonde.
I'm upset. Anyway, they were there.
You've never dyed your hair before.
The husband was Finn's best friend in high school. They were the dynamic duo. Then he got with his sister, and Finn got mad at him. They haven't talked in, 20 years or something. They haven't been friends in 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're talking and they're flirting, and it's like, okay, the wife and the daughter are going to go see the Statue of Liberty. The dad and the son are going to go to a Mets game. Everybody's preferred New York metropolitan area baseball team. Okay.
Yeah. Which I like. I like when you were like, is it like compare? And you listed
I compared
LA
the
teams.
Mets. The Mets are to the Yankees as the Clippers are to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right? Because the Mets are bad. The Clippers have never won a title. The Mets have always been bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what my rebuttal was, it was like comparing a AA team to a AAA team.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. So anyway, they're like, I never forgive me for hooking up with his little sister. You're like, yeah. And she's like, I'm pretty sure I was hooking up with you.
They're kids.
That's not how hooking up works, though, right? You know, that'd be like, it's not how it works. If one is hooking up, you're hooking up with each other, right?
But
right?
Who initiated the contact?
I don't know. The kids had to suffer through that whole thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. But the dad works too much, but it's fine. He turned his phone off. I don't know. Whatever. I was so confused. They were acting like tourists. Like, they're like, hey, I'm going to go see the Statue of Liberty. We're going to go to a baseball game. Whatever. They live there because his school is there. The son's.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
Of course, they may live because, like, you can. I mean, okay. All right. Okay. I'll tell you this. We live Kansas City. I've lived here most of my life.
Uh-huh.
I've never been to a Nelson Atkins Museum.
Tyler, you're a bad Kansas Citian.
Yeah. Well, I also didn't know which crossroads you were talking about when you said the crossroads
Tyler,
once.
You were a bad Kansas Citian, but an excellent Northlander.
Yeah. Basically, I'm like part of the rich people from Kansas City that don't mess with this.
Yeah.
I know where all the golf courses are.
Yeah. I know where one
Only
is.
the good ones, though. Only the ones that you have to be part of the club to get on.
Those ones. The good ones.
I've never golfed. Gone to a driving range once. Anyway, so Sharknado 2.
All right, let me help us get back on track. Billy
from
Ray
the
Cyrus is
Hamptons.
in this movie. Billy
Yes.
Ray, Miley Cyrus's dad, all right? Hannah Montana's surrogate father. Noah Cyrus's stepdad. I don't know how they're all related. I'm assuming they're his kids. He's in this movie.
Yeah.
He has his accent. He does work in a generic New York
Manhattan
General Hospital. And we just deal with it. And then his like nurse had a different accent too.
His nurse? Okay.
Was it Australian or was it British or what?
It was definitely one of those two, but it's like she had it. Here's what it seemed like, that was actually her accent, and they told her, yeah, you can't have that. And so she tried to not, but it didn't work.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna look. She is from Wales, so she is Welsh.
Oh, that explains it.
So
You
I
can
think
never place the Welsh accent, can you? No. No.
Just a screenshot from some horror movie she's in or something. And it's very aggressive.
Who in this movie just had a piece of paper? Oh. She was like saying, the mom was saying something about the statue, some fact of the Statue of Liberty, and the daughter like, you just read this in the pamphlet. She was like, pulls it up like, but it was just like a blank piece of copier paper folded in three.
Yeah,
you gotta respect it. It's bold.
It's bold, but yeah.
All right,
they made it happen.
All right, they're in the Statue of Liberty. He gets a hold of her brother and he's like, what are you doing? I've been trying to call you. There's a crazy storm happening. You got to come back. She's like, oh no, my husband answered his phone. They're at the Mets game. He's like, don't worry, I'll go get them. And he's like, but how will I be able to find him? I don't have a ticket. And she says, don't worry, I got you one. I never understood this.
Okay, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish. You finish.
Well, I understand. They do the same thing in The Day After Tomorrow, where it's like, the disaster's coming. I have to go travel a very far way to go find them so that I can tell them the disaster is happening and we can both be in the same disaster together.
Yeah.
But by the time you get there, that's exactly when they make the announcement, hey, you'll need to evacuate. So it's like, what good did you do by traveling there on foot?
They made it worse.
You're not going to go faster than the disaster. And even if you do, how are you going to help people? This is just as much about the movie The Day After Tomorrow as it is about Sharknado 2, the second one.
What about this?
Mm-hmm.
What about that Netflix movie where the disaster happens and then they have to go get the people? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's got Forrest Whitaker and some other guy. And it's like Forrest Whitaker is the dad, and there's this white boy that married his daughter, and they're to get the
Ride along.
The daughter's coming later.
It's right along.
And then there's a disaster, and they're like, Forrest Whitaker's like, I'm gonna go get my daughter because she did not escape, or else she'd be here now. Yeah, and then they go. Is that a better way to do it?
If Forrest Whitaker's doing it, it's fine.
He does this. I want to, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But then they do it. I don't know if they survive or not. I never watched the movie. Point is, Cody, what's the point of anything in this movie?
That's my thing. I think the last 30 minutes, they were back on their BS. They were here. They were doing what it was ridiculous and crazy things were happening. Leading up until then, it was just like people running. And it was two different groups of people running. And sometimes you got to introduce to someone. And then immediately after they get eaten by a shark. There was so much shark fodder.
Yeah.
And it's all the same. They're just like, yeah, a shark's going to come. It's going to come from the window, going to come from the ceiling, going to come from the air. And they're gone.
Yeah.
I needed more. What I needed...
Thing is, it's just an action movie where they replace anything that could possibly happen with a shark. to the point where they did the thing where it's like, oh, you're injured. Like, when there'd be like a stick or a something sticking out of the hero's back. And he turns and it's a shark.
Yeah, it's a little shark.
That he just pulls off and goes, let's go. And it's like, that's like you do that when it's like a piece of glass sticking out of your arm.
Yeah.
And that was a shark, sir.
He also said that's going to leave a mark. This movie has a major written over a weekend vibes.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, they wrote this movie in 2 hours. And you're like, I say, it takes a lot longer to type a screenplay. Okay? Yeah. I've written a screenplay. And it takes time because you got to base out the things, say who says the line, you got to put the description in between the lines of what's happening. So it takes longer. Solid 2 days. Okay, they spend 2 days. It's a 2-day first drafter. That's what the movie is. You have to write it. If you got 90 minutes, you need 100 pages. They did their 100 pages, spent their 2 days, and they went to a shooting. I have a theory about this movie, and it is this. I believe it was funded by the people who wanted to make cameos. And I think Judah Friedlander was like, I will give you $5,000 if you let me have 10 lines in this movie. And they said, you're on. And the same went for Billy Ray Cyrus, and the same went from the guy from Airplane. Like, they just all chipped in a few thousand each, and they got this movie made.
It's funny you say that, because I was going to say, if I could call them up and pay like $100 to be just someone that gets eaten in the background by a shark, you're darn tootin' paying $100.
Yeah. Like just the guy who like orders a corn dog, and as he takes a bite of the corn dog, the shark takes a bite out of my head.
Yes.
That's the guy I want to be.
Exactly. It's the only movie I would pay to be in. I wouldn't even pay to be in like Star Wars, but I would pay to be in this.
Oh yeah. You know who's in this movie?
Everyone.
Jared from Subway.
Oh.
Pre-scandal Jared. Who does not get eaten by a shark, which shouldn't. Okay, look, I'm not always about going back and changing things in a movie, but we need to make this right this wrong.
Yeah.
And we need to, how easy would it be to CG a shark in? Boom. Get Jared gone.
With the quality of this film.
What did he say? You need to be eating fresh or something?
Yeah, you should be eating fresh too.
Wasn't that dude eating an apple or something like that?
He's eating a donut.
A donut, okay.
It is a donut.
I only saw it for like half a second. I was like, wait, was that an apple? This is a donut.
I mean, they could literally do like the crummy After Effects thing where they just like drag a JPEG of a shark and be like, they could do like a roar like that as the sound effect, and everybody would be on board.
Of course, it's on par. That's here. It's what we're doing here.
And then just splatter the screen with red.
All right, I have a question for you.
Hit me with it.
You have a big old barbecue. You do a few of them. You also own a pizza shop.
Yeah.
You storing your propane at the pizza shop for the barbecues?
Yeah, because what if it explodes? I don't want it in my house.
That's right. There is
my parents
a man
so much
who owns a pizza shop.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
Near Times Square.
Yeah.
I don't want to be racist. I don't. His name is Vinny. He owns a pizza shop in New York. And his ethnicity is a black man.
Yeah.
What happened? I need the backstory. I need to know why he owns a pizza shop, why his name is Vin. Was he adopted by an Italian American family and given a new name? Who is he?
I think he is adopted by a Chinese couple from Sicily.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was so upset when it's like, at first when he's like, I ain't talking to Vinny, I thought he was just BSing, you know? I was like, no, there's a man named Vinny, but then a black man walks in the shop. And no, that's what? Ugh, if anything, it should have been Mexican. Okay. If I know anything about Italian American food, is it is cooked by the good Mexican immigrants of our nation.
I mean, that's most
At least
food.
that's the case in my hometown.
That's most good food. Best Chinese food is made by Mexicans. And it's that much better if they're illegal immigrants, in my opinion. You take that to the bank.
Take that to Citibank, who was a major sponsor. Not only did they shoot a large portion of this movie at Citi Fields, and that stadium, whatever, also they heavily featured the Citi bikes, Citibank, Citi card bikes, little rent-a-bikes, and they get on those for a while.
Here's the thing. Are those motorized bikes?
See, I looked at them, I was like, those have to be semi-motorized, but they were not going fast at all.
You're trying to do they have those scooters?
Like
they
the
got
birds
scooters?
or the limes or the
They got
third
those
one?
in New York?
I don't know. Probably.
New York's weird. They don't let Uber or Lyft in there either, right? But
No, they do.
They do? Okay.
Uber is there now, and the taxi drivers are mad about. All you have to do is get a taxi in New York and be like, so glad I got you instead of a Lyft, and then just buckle up because you get a nice 15-minute rant on your hands. The rest of your ride, you got something to talk about.
Yeah. I did recently see a thing where guys like, I'll give you $100 if you don't say anything about Uber. So the thing about Uber.
But you know where they don't have Uber? Acapulco in Mexico.
Huh?
No Uber, no Uber Eats, no food delivery, none of the good stuff.
You shout out your window at a small Mexican child and you throw them
Oh, like
Throw them-
Ebenezer Scrooge style?
throw them your coins and say, go get me food.
The prize quesadilla. Is it still there?
Yes.
Okay. You know what they do have in Mexico? We called it the fun bus or the crazy bus. Here's what it is.
Yes.
It's a 15-passenger like van where they just make like a little U of seats in the back, you know?
Yeah.
And they jet from one street corner to the next. They go as fast as they can from one block to the next. And then you just hop on. You give them like a couple of coins from your pocket and they take you wherever you go. They go as fast as they can. They have a pulley system. So there's a rope attached to the handle that goes up, pulley. So the driver can grab a rope and open the door automatically. And it's terrifying and they blast loud music.
Yeah.
It's a great time. You just shout when you want to get off. It's a good day.
Yeah. Sounds like I'd be riding that to the end of the line if it's shout and inconvenience everybody when you want to get off and be like, well, this is where I'd die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good time. So they, I don't know. You made a great observation about their Manhattan General Hospital. They just printed out like, was it a sticker, like a paper sign? That they
I think
like,
it was just
stuck up?
paper that they taped there.
They just taped up a big paper sign.
Which all of the signs, except for like City and Subway, but any other sign was just paper tape. The exit fire escape was also just taped to the wall. And it's obvious, like it's also like with masking tape, so you know they were told you cannot damage this wall.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you could like attach it in any way that it wouldn't probably fall off every other take.
Oh, so good. That's when Tara Reid's in the hospital and she sneaks out of her room.
By hiding behind the door. Also, okay, I'm gonna do my major gripe. Billy Ray Cyrus plays the doctor.
Yeah.
There's nothing Billy Ray Cyrus about his character. He's just a doctor. He's dressed
He's a
appropriately.
doctor with Billy Ray Cyrus's voice and accent, doing
But, like,
everything a doctor normally would do.
It's not like he's wearing a do-rag or something. It's just like he's dressed right. He says all the right things. He's the only like rational human being in the entire movie.
He's like, your arm just got cut off. You just had a major trauma. You can't leave.
Yeah, she's like, I have to find him. He's like, no, you just came out of surgery. He's fine. Like, you will make it worse.
Mm-hmm. So Tara Reid,
And she sneaks out.
Sneaks on out in a different outfit, right? Like those weren't the clothes she wore in.
Oh, yeah.
Or were they? The black, like, what clothes? All right.
Who knows?
She goes to a random room, finds a random girl whimpering in the corner. I've never experienced such strong whimper acting. It's a girl,
Give me
and she's just like, oh. And you're like, we got to be brave. Can you do that? She's like,
a lot of, yeah.
It's just, they're walking. She's whimpering. She whimpers away. She saves that girl. Or does that girl get eaten? Or does the nurse escorting that girl get eaten? It's fine.
I thought it looked like the shark was going to get him, but then the ambulance kills that shark.
Oh, right. Yeah, ran it over.
Obliterates
There he
it.
goes. I forget what she does.
She steals. They don't.
Oh, she steals. Yeah.
Yeah, they just cut away from her, and
They do like a close up of like the fire
did a
department
close-up.
ambulance.
Yeah.
And that was it. So I was like, I think you were supposed to connect that she saw the fire department ambulance truck thing and she was going to steal it.
Yeah.
But all we do is we see her looking and we see a close up of an ambulance. And then we see her 20 minutes later
with a fire
and
engine.
she pulls up with a fire engine.
So not an ambulance.
I don't know what to say about it. Let's see. They get to their hotel, the second tallest hotel in North America.
Yeah.
But there's water and there's sharks. So they climb on top of the taxi. The taxi driver is like, do you have a rope? He's like, I got some tow rope. And he just pulls it out from under the front seat.
Yeah.
And they swing. They swing to something else, I guess. Yeah. Everyone does it. The taxi driver doesn't make it. But it's okay because Finn Froggers by stepping on top of the shark. Okay,
they look the dynamic duo, which is back now. They've forgotten years of hatred.
The beef is over.
The beef is squashed.
Uh-huh.
All right. They lock eyes and say Frogger. Like they've done this before. Like
they've mentioned Frogger before.
I mean,
he jumps across and then they do a joke about jumping the shark. High fives.
Yeah.
You could tell that was like the peak, you know? That was like 3:00 Sunday afternoon where the writer's like, this is going great. I'm going to get this finished. Yeah. I'm doing a good job.
Really earning that $150.
Oh, and free Subway for lunch.
Yeah. And, they said, as long as Jared is our mascot, you'll have free
subs for life. Free subs as long as Jared is our spokesperson. Let's see. They're going up and down the stairs, whatever. Finn's Vivica A. Fox, ex-high school girlfriend, whatever's there. There's the shark. Got to get to the axe, fire axe. So they, much like the Frogger moment, they're like, we got to do the bait and switch. So like, the dad pops his head in front around the corner, goes, hey, over here.
They're in a stairwell.
And then Finn walks to that same spot and grabs the axe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're in the stairs. There's the corner. Hey, over here. Books it. And then the dad rounds the corner.
And Finn goes to where he said, hey, over here.
And he's like,
grabs the axe. I don't know. He throws the axe at the shark. They get the door open. Bait and switch. I don't know. It's fine.
I love watching you decipher your notes.
They have the Today Show people.
Yeah, the real people.
The New York Today Show, which they're in a lot. They do a lot of TV shows, but it made me realize like you could probably slip them $3,000 and say, hey, I've got 20 lines for you all to read. I need 20 minutes of shooting, and they just do it.
Yeah,
because they're in all kinds of stuff.
Did you notice the fact when it cuts from to the first Today Show thing, where it's like it cuts from the team that Sci-Fi Channel hired to shoot the movie to the Today Show shooting it, and it's like the quality just jumped astronomically.
It no longer looked like it was entirely shot like in a green screen scenario. Yeah,
and it's just really funny. It's jumping between like professional
it's funny
shooting to
there's what they did. I mean, they did a good job, right? The professionals, the Today Show people. The weather guy got through all of his explaining the tornado system and categorization.
He rocked it. He made me really believe they were in a Sharknado.
But the other guy, I forget. I don't know his name, but he's the guy with like the short hair.
Yeah. I'll pull it up. I got it right here.
There was one part where I was like, he has no idea. He's just reading these lines.
He's like,
because there's one part where like he really struggled, where like you'd see him pause, where he's like, what am I saying here? I don't.
Yeah, which I think there was a big thing where he had a hard time just saying some of the stuff they had to say with a straight face.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they knew that, they knew. They know things. Because I'm pretty sure they are also in multiple Sharknadoes. Reporting on
I would be fine with that.
Because they were so great. And they're like, you're great. We'll pay you more money.
Yeah.
And so they're like, of course, we wouldn't even ask for more money.
I just have to know. Is that the real mayor of New York in this movie?
I don't know.
Because I know New York mayors appear. Like Rudy Giuliani was on SNL when he was mayor. Was that a mayor?
It's Robert Klein. Who's that? Is he an actor? Is he the mayor of New York City?
It's a great question. My question is...
He's an actor from New York.
Okay. My question is, was this an actual mayoral campaign? Because that was what I was getting out of it. I was like, I think this is this dude's shot at becoming mayor.
I mean,
talking about New York and New York tough and New York strong, you know?
Maybe it was. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, good for them. Finn's giving his pep talk. They like ADR in a lady like saying, "You're brilliant." Yeah. That's perhaps my favorite moment of the movie, I think. You're brilliant.
Matt Lauer's the guy that had a hard time with saying Sharknado. Yeah. Al Roker was the
two
nailed it.
Sharknados.
You can tell like he had to stifle a chuckle, like he was about to snap like a dried twig. Which I could. The thing is, I could not sit across the table from Al Roker, like one of the most famous weathermen in the world, right? Like, given 110% to this weather report on the Sharknado, I could not. I would be like, we can't do this at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to pretend. You have to cut between us. Yeah. I cannot be here with him doing this, nailing this, and say with a straight face.
Oh yeah.
Could you? Are you trying to tell me, Cody, that you could do it?
I would get fired.
Yeah.
I would get fired and replaced by Jared. For sure.
Jared Bogle, the convicted pedophile and child molester that is in the movie.
I kind of run out of notes for a bit. Okay. Because the next thing I say is buzzsaw.
Cody, that is like 45 seconds of film. The only thing you missed was like another person who just acts like a normal human in that situation is explaining about Freon and stuff. And he's like, we can't do this. We don't got the stuff. And he's like, we're going to blow it up. Okay.
If you can't heat up the tornado, you can freeze the tornado with the Freon. Vivica A. Fox goes up there. Terry's like, I got a good idea. She shows up with the buzz in her hand. Slices a shark. I mean,
because he can't get the chainsaw.
Thing. That's what I needed in this movie. So much of the middle of this movie is just them running around, random people getting eaten by sharks.
Yeah, which is the entirety of the previous movie.
More buzzsaw. I needed the ante upped, and they waited till then to up the ante, and then I was back in.
Oh yeah, but he does get the big New York Fire Department chainsaw, and he leans back and lets the shark that was going for him
during his pep talk to the city.
Yeah. Which was that the scarred shark that was supposed to be coming for him? Because that's what I thought.
No. That was on top of the building. Because remember, they killed that shark, and then he pulls out Terry's hand,
holding the gun,
her arm, which there was like half of her arm, whatever.
So much arm.
It's like a super fake cheap rubber arm. Pulls the gun out, shoots the sharks, pulls the ring off the finger, proposes.
Yeah, we won't need that anymore. And chucks her hand, which. Okay, I don't know what you would do with a hand in that. It's like this has been in a shark for a while.
Throw it.
I don't think you'd be like, we don't need this anymore. Just
oh yeah. Then like the people of New York take up arms to fight the sharks that are falling, which was my because like one lady has like a wood something, another dude just has them, and they all it's all like their back trunk covered with a blanket. They all pull the blanket and they have some machete. And then some dude has like several assault rifles.
Which is funny. Because it's like every time it cut to another person, it upped. Like it started out with like a baseball bat,
machete, assault weapon. And then a dude with a truck of chainsaws is revving up the chainsaws and throwing them into the Sharknado.
Yeah, because they kill all the sharks. It's like a blender, you know?
Oh man,
you gotta outthink the sharks.
We gotta look. Ninja makes a decent blender. We all know this. Gotta up the ante. We need chainsaw blades in the blend. We need the Sharknado blender. Okay, it's got sharks on the outside of the cup, and it's got chainsaws for blades.
Well, you need the Sharknado blender. Here's what you do. You get a mixer, put a bunch of razor blades in there, and crank it up full speed. That's what you do. That's the Sharknado blender.
Oh man. I have something else. I can't read it. I have a line I can't read.
Oh no.
What's in with it? What's light? Oh, the super soakers with lighter, which they teased like 30 minutes before.
Yeah, we both forgot about it. I acted like I didn't, but we both forgot about it.
They squeeze the lighter fluid in the super soakers. They're spraying it, and they make a flamethrower with the super soaker. What is lighting it? Where's the spark? Where's the ignition coming from? Wouldn't the whole thing just blow up? I've seen enough videos of people pouring gas cans onto fires where just the stream catches fire and the whole thing's just like fire. Whatever. He's a smart kid. That's what we've learned from this movie. He's a smart one. He's got photographic memory.
Yeah.
Those are my notes.
That's all of the notes?
Well, no, I have a couple fun facts, but those are my notes about the movie as we watched it. Yeah, what did I miss? That's right. Nothing.
I mean, there's the shopping sequence that was weird, but
that was weird. Finn rides a shark onto the spike at the top of the Empire State. That's how he lands. He has a chain. He gets on the shark. He steers it onto the spike at the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
He goes full mad lad, flying through the air with chainsaws, cutting sharks, riding sharks.
Can I be 100% honest with you?
Yeah.
I dozed off during that part. I've seen this movie several times. Okay. I always doze off at this part.
All right.
Which is funny because it is the culmination of the film.
The first, I must have mentioned this in the last Sharknado episode, but we all dozed off then too. The group of us that watched it, the first time I saw Sharknado, half of us dozed off for like 20 whole minutes.
Yeah, during like the most exciting part of the movie. It's just something about it. It's like,
something about the 95-minute runtime. Just a little too long.
So,
man.
But yes, I at least one of the many times, because every time I've clicked to this on SciFi Channel, it's always at this part. So I've seen him write it onto that, which is epic.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's good stuff.
Hey,
it's the reason you watch it.
Couple fun facts about this movie.
Give them to me.
Number one, the guy playing guitar on the train.
Yes,
that's the director.
Nice.
Whatever. This movie takes place in summer, in July.
Which they never indicate.
In February.
Which is the whole reason for the it's hot.
They had to work that. Yeah, they had to work it into the screenplay. They were like, because you could see people's breath and stuff. They were like, all right, we got to just throw in some exposition and say the weather's being crazy. Also, my last fun fact, the songs, like the punk rock Sharknado anthems.
Yeah.
Those are written by the actor who played Oliver in the Brady Bunch.
Nice.
I enjoyed the shark anthems.
I like that they say Sharknado in it.
Yeah.
And that's the best part.
It had good energy.
It is very much the Broly energy, but the Broly is better with more energy. Right?
Broly?
When they did the music.
The Broly song? Yeah. Where they're,
I mean, that one gets you pumped.
The Broly chanting.
Yes.
So there's Sharknado 2, the second one. I'm afraid. I know some of these are better than others. I don't know. Is the slump happening?
Well, I mean, the core cast is always the same. So really...
There are some characters in the first one I wish were in this one.
Yeah, but they probably died.
I think I've heard some podcasts about them, and I think some of them come back, some of the more fun characters.
Yeah. This is a franchise that each movie lives or dies based on the cameos and how well they're done.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. Like you saw, this is the one where it's really 90% of the movie is introduce this person, kill that person.
Yeah.
The next one being Sharknado 3, oh hell no.
Yeah. The real problem is we can all agree. Last year we watched a good movie about sharks and a bad movie about sharks, and we can all agree we burned our way through the good shark movie, right?
Yes, considering
There's no other like.
What's the one that Michael Caine famously says he never saw the movie, but he saw the house it bought him?
Was it Shark? Was it Jaws 4?
The Revenge? Is that what that one is?
Well, I think there's 4 Jaws movies. 3 of them have the main guy, and the 4th one doesn't.
It's the one where like the son of Jaws comes for the family of the guys that killed Jaws. That
so
one.
There's Jaws 1 has Roy Schneider. Jaws 2 has Roy Schneider. Then Jaws 3D is Dennis Quaid. And then Jaws the Revenge would be the 4th one. It's still the Brodies, but it's not the same dude. Yeah, Michael Caine's in 4.
Okay.
Jaws the Revenge is the 4th one.
Which
is rocking 15 on Metascore.
Yeah.
And a 3 out of 10 on IMDb.
So when you look up best shark movies that aren't Jaws, that one's usually on there. It's like, it's so good because it's so bad. And it's like, all right, shark movies are not good, apparently. Mm-hmm. Here's the other thing. The Shallows comes up a lot. I thought The Shallows was bad.
Well, about that.
I thought The Shallows was an excuse to look at what's her face?
Naked famous people?
No, it's what's her face in a bikini for like an hour and a half. And then there's also a shark occasionally.
Is it the Blake Lively one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because she's like a surfer, and then she's 200 yards from the shore, and she can't do it because the shark is there?
Yeah.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
The Shallows.
So maybe we'll find one. There's like The Meg, which is not a terrible movie. It's just, you know.
Yeah, The Shallows is a 59 Metascore, which is a little higher than Jaws 2. So think about that. Think about it.
Well, we'll figure something out.
I saw one of the shark ones. It was a sequel. The Deep.
The Deep, yeah. 47 meters down.
Yeah. I saw the sequel to that. It was not good, but not like the worst.
Yeah. We'll find one.
The Meg is a 46. Ugh. All right, hold on. One last thing. I'll try one more thing, and then we'll quit. Jaws. On the Jaws page, IMDb, scrolling to the bottom, more thriller picks. Oh no, I need more like this. What happened to the more like this recommendations? IMDb, you betrayed me.
There's nothing like
on
Jaws.
Live air. Oh, there it is. I found it. Jaws 2, Jaws 3D, Jaws the Revenge, Jurassic Park. Okay, well, that's, yeah.
Before we end this whole thing, do you want to give try to guess the budget?
Is it $2.5 million?
It's 1.5, maybe 2 million.
Oh. I mean, it's so much of them running down generic streets and generic hallways and stairwells.
Yeah.
That is so
I
much
would
of this
say
movie.
for $1 million TV movie, it's incredibly well done. There have been better done $1 million movies that we have watched.
Yeah.
But there are way more worse done. Like this was at least shot like it was shot by people who knew what a camera was and acted by people that this is what they want to do. This is the kind of movie they want to be in.
I would do it. I mean, if I were to choose an acting career, it would definitely be the dude who plays Finn.
Oh yeah.
Let me just be in 6 super campy TV movies. Buy me that house, not on the beach, but close to the beach.
Yeah. Which I think by the later ones, I mean, they get pretty big budget. Like they get bigger in their scope.
Mm-hmm.
And the actors end up making, 6 figures.
Ooh. Making like salaries.
I know.
Man.
By the last Sharknado, I mean, these budgets are hitting $3 million.
Whoa.
The second to last was $5 million, but you won't remember by the time we get there. So,
wow. Well, what a film. What a week. What a festival of sharks.
Yeah. If you can think of a good shark movie,
please
tweet us.
Write immediately, as fast as possible. Oh man.
If we can't think of a good one, we're just gonna have to watch Jaws 4.
I can't do that to Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Oh, Michael Caine.
But he bought a house with the money.
That's true. That's true. Oh, hold up. The guy who plays Finn has directed 2 movies. That might be shorts. He directed an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 in the 90s.
Nice.
And he directed something called Man vs. Monday, which is a short. So,
well, that's interesting.
I got very excited.
Yeah, I heard it in your voice.
Oh, the new Beverly Hills 90210. He's in. He's in 6 episodes. Oh, is that all they shot?
It's Finn.
Or did they shoot more?
The famous
He's also
surfer.
in Zombie Tidal Wave. He's also in Swamp Thing. He's also in Malibu Rescue, the series. He's also in Malibu Rescue, which is a kid's show about lifeguards. He's an Aussie Girl, The Thundermans, F the Prom, Killer Deal, Hashtaggers, The Muppets, the new TV show that lasted for a year, Lava Lantula, which is a lava tarantula. He's in Defiance and Christmas in Palm Springs and Sproutnado, Ocean Weather Report, and Dead Time Stories and Snake and Mongoose. McKenna Shoots for the Stars, and That's My Boy. And this list goes on. I shouldn't have committed this far. I'm not even halfway. I'm so sorry.
Look, he's on Sci-Fi Channel's like B-movie payroll. You know he's gonna be in a ton of stuff.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Here's what Sci-Fi Channel does. They put out the stuff nobody asked for, and they ignore the people who talk about the stuff they want. They're like, you guys want more of this show? Here's another Sharknado.
Mm-hmm. Wow, he's been in 1 episode of so many TV shows. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. You're welcome to share us wherever podcasts were.
Or wherever they're sold. Give us money. No one's giving us any money.
That's true.
How? I don't know. Put it in an envelope. Throw it into the ocean. The sharks will bring it to us.
The sharks will deliver. Mega Piranha has our address. He'll get it over here. You can reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @OpinionHavers. Thank you for listening. Until next time, watch movies.
And have opinions.
How much do you think it would cost to have Ian Ziering of Sharknado come to my birthday party? That's right, a Subway lunch with Jared.
You could threaten him with that.